meeting is being recorded.
Thank you, uh, Zoom. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Wayne the Known here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. In this episode, I am joined by Vixsi Pixie Cosplay. How are we doing, Vic?
We're doing pretty great this evening. A little rough after daylight savings block.
Oh no, I got confused with the time. But again, thank you for coming on to get to know that cosplayer, which I'm not sure if I mentioned that this was. Anyway, to begin, how long have you been cosplaying for, and what got you into cosplay?
Oh my goodness. I have cosplayed since 2014.
So about 8 years.
8 years.
So yeah, two more years, and you'll be as I put it, a cosplay veteran who's been a cosplayer who's been cosplaying for 10+ years. What made you want to get into cosplay?
I kind of stumbled on it accidentally. So it's so weird thinking about how the journey from just stumbling upon this to, oh wow, I've been doing this for now 10 years.
Almost 10 years now, yeah.
Almost 10 years. Wow. My sister, my younger sister, was the one who was the sewer in the family. She would make all these things for herself. And then I was like, I'm artistic, but you know, sewing's not like my art thing. But it was around when the first Frozen movie was coming out, and she's like, hey, so I have this extra like green fabric, and we could make ourselves an Anna and Elsa. And I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So my first cosplay we made together, my sister and I, Anna and Elsa, the coronation outfit, and Elsa's like sparkly her main
Who was
outfit
Anna and who was Elsa?
I was Anna. The younger sister, or the older sister was the younger, and the younger was the older. So
kind of a role reversal kind of thing.
Except for our personalities, we're very much, I'm the bold, expressive one, and she's the reserved one. So we're like, we'll go by personalities.
Yeah, it works. Now was that for a con, or was that just dressing up in general?
That was literally just fun dressing up in general. Then I went to college soon after that, and one of my friends was like, hey, or my roommate at the time, hey, you have this cool outfit. Did you know there's this thing called Comic-Con? And you can wear this outfit and we can dress up together and it'll be really cool. Like, oh, really? So broke college student, both of us were like scrimping and saving for one day at the con, 1 day passes. And I get to wear my Anna. She wore, I don't remember what it was, but it was from like Black Butler, the anime. I don't remember which character. And we went to our first con, so excited. And I got recognized as Anna, and all the kids were like, oh my gosh, that's the real Disney princess. From that moment, I was like, this is amazing. I need to keep doing this. Oh my gosh. So totally accidental, just made this costume. Someone's like, hey, Comic-Cons exist. What? Yes.
What was it like going to your first con? And what con was it again?
This was Rose City.
Oh, pretty big con in Portland.
Yeah.
I guess
so it was like,
so your first con was a big con. What was that like?
It was big. I remember being really overwhelmed because people are stopping, asking me for pictures, little kids running up. I'm like, this is really cool. This is a lot, but this is really cool. What was nice is that I knew there were so many people surrounding us that were also dressed up, and they were wearing some characters that I really love, and not a lot of people would get love. And I saw a bunch of like Rick and Morty cosplayers. I saw a bunch of other Disney princesses. I saw And Anastasia. And I'm like, what? You guys like this stuff too? This is cool.
What
Awesome.
year was this in that you attended Rose City?
Was it 2015?
Nice.
Might have gotten some of the costumes wrong for the year, but oh well, we'll figure it out.
So, this is usually a question I'll ask later down the road, but since you mentioned that your very first con was a big con, what advice would you want to give to cosplayers or just attendees in general who want to go to a big con for their first con?
Oh, don't get too caught up in there's a lot of things that you're like, ooh, sparkly, ooh, there's so many people wanting to interact. Make sure that you take some time to drink some water, hydrate, have some food. Like it's hard to pull away from that excitement because it's so cool being in a space full of people like you for the first time. Like, wow, there's a whole convention center full of nerds. That's amazing. But you need to take care of you. You need to go home and sleep for the next day if you're doing multiple days. Take care of you.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree. And coming from experience, if you're traveling for a con, you know, you don't have to cosplay right away, in my opinion. I mean,
Oh,
if you want to, that's okay. But like, you just got to the con, like you just traveled all this day. Like, I commend those who can get into cosplay when they're traveling far distances to a con. Like, I can't do
oh
that,
my,
but good for you if you're able to have the energy for that.
it's a lot. I did Emerald City, which, it's not super far away from my local Portland, but it's a lot to travel there, find some place to stay, get changed, go over to the convention center. Then you're like, this is a whole new space from the cons that I used to, my home con. Where is everything?
I
Just
mean,
give yourself some grace, be gentle,
I mean, we,
wear a nerdy t-shirt.
I mean,
That's okay.
there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, I mean, your two local cons up in Portland are Komori Con, which is, well, by the time this comes out, it'll already have passed. But your local con in Komori Con is in November, and then Rose City is what,
Mhm.
September?
September, I think, was it late August this year? I'm not sure. Around there. Yeah.
By the way, this episode won't be out for like till next year. Do you or have you
Editing.
will have you gone? Have you will gone? Words can't speak to Komori-Con for 2022.
This year, I am not planning on it. Things have looked a lot differently with having a little toddler and trying to manage cons and managing a little toddler, future cosplayer.
So you mentioned you went to ECC. What cosplays did you do for Emerald City?
Emerald City. So I did Anastasia, the big ball gown at the end of the movie, the Empress look.
The yellow,
Grand
the yellow with the blue and the crown and everything.
Almost the one with like those dots on it
Oh,
that go down.
the fancy
Yeah,
looking, the blue one. Oh, the
the
fancy one.
yellowy one.
Okay,
Yes, I did that one
I know
for the
exactly
day.
which one you're talking about.
That was really cool. Apparently, not a lot of people do Anastasia, so I got called out a lot.
No,
Oh,
no, and Anastasia, you don't really see a whole lot of Anastasia cosplayers to begin with. But now that Disney owns the rights to Fox, she's would technically be considered a Disney princess now. So I'm hoping to see more Anastasia cosplays. I've only seen a handful online of her, her beggar outfit that she wears when we get to see her again, her yellow dress, and then the fancy blue one we see in the movie too. Um, did you make the cosplay, or do you have someone make the outfit, or what was the process that went into Anastasia's ball gown outfit from the movie?
I did make that one. I try to make my big ball gowns, and then I'll buy some simple ones that are like body suits that are really hard to do, in my opinion. I that was kind of earlier on in my
Was it
making cosplays.
That one?
It was not that one. I will see if I can bring it up really quickly. Anastasia.
Or was it
Image.
was it this one? Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I can sort of, so
The
it was this
the
one.
one with the stash. There.
Oh, okay. No, that okay. I'm thinking of a completely different one.
I am
Oh,
currently.
this one.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
you made that?
I did.
Holy crap. I mean,
It was. Ooh,
I
it
can,
was.
if you don't mind me asking, what was the hardest part? I mean, again, for anyone, I'll be showing a comparison of you and the cosplay with, of the what the actual what the
The
reference.
actual.
Um, what was the hardest part on that? It's usually a question I don't ask later down the road.
I was making that cosplay when I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't exactly know how the pieces went together. So I got really, really lucky. You can see other cosplays around this time that I'm making them that it's like, that looks a little bit funky on her. It doesn't like quite fit. But this one, I don't know what cosplay gods decided to smile upon me. It just worked perfectly because I was like, I think I can make patterns. Doesn't I don't know how to make patterns. I just thought I could. But for some reason, this worked. And I tried to do like my measurements and making everything fit together. And I was like, oh, secret that I will let you in on because I think it's the best thing. Circle skirts are the easiest thing, but they look so impressive. And I use
Circle
them for
skirts.
almost, they're basically, you have a circle of fabric and you cut a little hole for your waist in it, and it just falls in this beautiful full skirt. I use it for everything. So it looks really fancy, but it's not.
And
As
then
long as you have the.
and I found the said mentioned cosplay. I'll be showing a full picture, but this is it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's me.
Did you make the wig as well? I mean, did you style the wig?
No, most of my wigs come from a couple of people. The wig making mermaid, there's a lot of them. There's a few that I cannot recall their wig names at the moment, but I can send them to you.
Okay. What material did you use to make her tiara crown thing?
I found at a craft store they had like a fake tiara, but it was all plain foam. And then I found these little like diamonds. It was a whole stick-on sheet. So it's like, oh, if I cut this to match the crown, then that works. And there's just this little piece of elastic that gets hidden by the wig underneath. So you don't see that part. You just see this fantastic crown at the top
Nice.
of
Well, it sounds like you had
it.
a lot of fun. How long did the whole thing take to make?
I want to say like 20 hours, give or take, for like all the process. Because I put in like, couple hours this day, a couple hours this day, and just keep that
Oh,
up.
so 20 hours like 20 hours altogether, but like a few hours here and there.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
because
not
it's not
bad.
like too bad. I would definitely like to remake that sometime with even more glorious fabric, even more expensive things.
Nice. So now I've noticed that you also cosplay with your husband. What has that been like? How did you wrangle him in to your partner wrangle him into cosplaying? Because I saw your Persephone and Hades cosplay,
Yes.
your Lord
He's as
Olympus
big of
cosplay.
a nerd as I am. So he's not as into sewing outfits, but he is a quilter. So I kind of got him into like, hey, so you do this quilting and I do this costume making. He actually made me a whole quilt for one of our anniversaries. I'm like, oh, he's so sweet. As, as long as I make the costume, he's like, oh, well, sure, I'll wear it. Why not? He's just as nerdy as me. We're sitting there watching shows all the time, waiting for the new Stranger Things, waiting for the new Lore Olympus to come out. We're he's down. He's such a good sport
Nice.
about anything.
So,
Body
wait, what?
body paint, sure. You just put it on me.
Yeah, which brings me up to my next question. Um, Body paint. What is it like when you do body paint for your cosplays? Because I've noticed like the one here Persephone from Lore Olympus. What's it like when you're putting body paint on yourself? Do you like cover your full like your whole face, or do you do the arm socks thing, or what's the process for that?
Before I got arm socks, I did cover my face, my arms, anything that was showing. I haven't taken Persephone to a con because I'm not sure how to seal it for other people really, really well. I can seal it enough that I don't mind if I get like a smudge on my camera if I'm taking pictures or if I'm just going out. It's really messy and trying to get the shading right for like highlights and contour is such a different process because it's all using different pinks.
I
It's
I
so
I know a few people who actually have done who've cosplayed Persephone. Have I actually interviewed two two I think two people so far I've interviewed who've done Persephone. Um
gosh.
have you done any other body paint cosplays, or have you just done Persephone for body paint?
I will do some random ones. Like I did a you can't really tell that it's body paint, but I did Madame Leota. I decided to self shoot that one, but she was
Madame
all a
Leota.
big from Haunted Mansion.
Oh, I
She's
saw
one,
the one you did for Halloween.
yeah, one of my new Halloween ones. So every once in a while, I'll do something really funny, like Madame Leota. I did a test of Megamind and painted myself blue. Did some After Effects work because
Nice.
I am definitely going to try to get Megamind done in a full cosplay sometime, hopefully within the next 2 years.
Nice. Very nice. What other cons have you attended over the past few years?
Not a lot of variety. I mostly do Rose City. I did Emerald City once. I did Kumoricon once and Wizard World, which is now named something different, but I
Oh,
can't
that's right.
remember the name.
I know there was Wizard World Portland, but I heard that they did change it to something else because something.
Yeah, I don't remember the new name of it, but I did go, I think the year that before it changed. Uh, yeah, just a lot of local cons. It would be nice to travel to a con, but it gets like you said, expensive and tiring, and it's a lot to travel.
Oh, I believe it. What's out of the cons you've gone to, what's been your favorite?
I think it's Rose City. It's just got some nostalgia, and it's like big, but it's not as big as say Emerald City or what I hear San Diego Comic Con is. I feel like it's just right. It's got the right amount of people there and hype, but not super super overwhelming.
No, that's always good. Let's see here. I'm usually good at asking questions. You've answered a good chunk of the question. You've answered a good chunk of the stuff I would normally ask. So this interview is going through pretty fast. Um, so oh, never mind. I thought that was a picture of you at a con right behind you.
Oh yeah, whoops, that way. There is. David Tennant from Emerald City Comic Con.
Who is
I,
that? Is that you with you? Is that you and your husband, or are you and your friend, or
me and my husband and David Tennant,
nice?
because he belongs on the wall, obviously. This is the one time we went to Emerald City, and I'm dressed up as the TARDIS. Did not make that one, just found it at Hot Topic. And then my husband has a corgi shirt on, which David Tennant did enjoy.
Nice. So I guess my convention experience. What's been your aside? Well, I guess what was it like getting meeting to get? What was it like meeting David Tennant at Emerald City Comic Con? Ah, words.
Words are hard.
Just with this
David Tennant.
with this time change, I can't speak.
Oh, that's totally fine. I'm running on sheer adrenaline at this point too. David Tennant. Oh my gosh. So the wait, super long and just builds up anticipation, which is kind of great because you get to be in line with so many people who are also like real pumped to see David. And I got to meet some other cosplayers. I'm like, oh, I follow you. I have never seen you in person. Look at you. We both like David Tennant. Cool. And then going up to see him, it was like super fast, but also I'll never forget that just inviting smile of like, oh, hi. And I'm like, David Tennant said hi to me. And he said, come on over. He's a real tall, skinny guy
Oh,
too. I didn't.
I believe it. I just not to say much spoilers, but I got a chance to see who the new doctor is after Jodie Whittaker. Not saying much, but they're not a let's just say they're not a ginger.
I'm not quite caught up, but I do love Jodie so
Nice.
much.
I'm not gonna spoil much. So I saw I was looking through your Instagram. What was it like doing the Sailor Moon group cosplay?
Oh, we actually had that on our list to do for so long because like COVID and trying to get everyone at the same place at the same time is so difficult. But oh, it was so nice to get everyone together and just see everyone. Oh, and have it. Oh, it was so good.
It was
Group
fun.
Yeah. Group
Now,
cosplays are.
oh no, have you done any other group cosplays before aside from the Sailor Moon one?
I do a lot of groups, and since COVID hit, I've been doing a few more like virtual groups. I've got some coming up that'll be super fun. I did a Bridgerton Disney group that happened to be with cosplayers around the world. So I was Rapunzel in a Bridgerton Regency inspired outfit. And we aren't like together in the photos, but it's really cool to see everyone collabing together.
Nice.
And it just warms my heart to be able to do a collaboration with people from Florida, people from across the whole world. Like
Oh
I
no,
would have never been able.
it's always fun to like meeting other cosplayers, not just here in the States, but like across the pond and everything, so to speak.
It was so amazing. Time zones were a bit of a confusing thing.
Oh, trust me, I'm fully aware of the time zone thing with when it comes to other countries. Believe me. I've
But
had
we
my
had
fair
a
share.
moment.
I've met my fair share of people who lived in other parts of the world when doing this. But
We had a moment.
it sounds like you've had fun
Oh,
though.
oh, everything has been super fun. So fun. And I've been doing a little bit more of like my pet projects too, because groups are great, but also doing something that you super love.
Nice.
Amazing.
That's always a good thing. So I want to go more into your cosplays. What's that one cosplay you've not done in so long that you would like to bring back?
I keep redoing her because I'm not satisfied with her yet. but I want to do an original, like her original outfit, but maybe dress her up Rapunzel. I'm
From
not
Tangled?
from Tangled.
Oh,
I am not quite satisfied.
her pink dress that she wears?
Yeah, the pink and the purple, the little corset down the front. Like, oh, it's so cute. And I have like, well, I can't show you at the moment, but Tangle tattoos on my shoulder,
Nice.
my
You gotta try to
side,
get
and
your
she,
let me guess, you're gonna try to get your husband to play as is it Finn?
oh, Flynn, obviously,
And
or you.
then or Eugene, or and your let me guess your little one as the gecko. I
Yes,
can't remember the
I've been
name.
looking. I've been looking for little Pascal costumes, but apparently they're not very easy to find.
You may it
So
sounds like you
I'll
may have
have
to
to make that too.
get a commission.
I'll have to figure out how to make it or commission it because apparently they don't make gecko toddler outfits. Who knew?
Now, kind of the
But
same.
that's
What was that?
I said, but yeah, that's the one that I
I would
want to
love,
make again.
and I saw like I said pictures with your husband. He would pull off a good Flynn rider.
He does an excellent Flynn.
Well, would you like to give a shout out to your husband, by the way?
Oh, my husband, uh, fantastic fishy cosplays, awesome cosplayer as well.
Nice. Now, kind of the same line of questioning of like of your cosplays. What was a one and done cosplay? As in you were like a friend asked you to do it, you wanted to see what it was like, or it was just a cosplay that you did, but you didn't like it. You've never done it since,
I haven't liked.
or you haven't done
I
it. You haven't done it so
genuinely,
long, or it was just really wasn't your thing.
I don't do a lot of villains. Have I done a villain in a while? Because I have shifted to really trying to do things that I find joy in. I'd have to like look back to see if any of them were not not something that I would like to do. Huh? Were there any? I know that I did a closet cosplay of like Snow White, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that again. She just doesn't vibe with me. Like,
That's fair.
she doesn't have enough punch, enough personality.
You
Tried
know,
it out.
and I mean, there's no, and God damn you, Bob. Sorry, a buddy of mine is known for letting me remind me when I keep on saying there is nothing wrong with that, which I will say there was nothing wrong with, not wanting to cosplay a character that just really didn't like fit your agenda, your aesthetic, whatever.
Not a
Um,
connection.
well, that too. So, big build cosplays. Have you done any big build cosplays aside from Anastasia's ball gown?
Oh, I am working on one that's going to be really big, and I finished one recently that I haven't shot. So hopefully by the time this releases, both of those will have been done and on the page in its entirety. I'm working on a musical cosplay. So Six the Musical, those are just,
I have heard of that from another interview I did a while back.
oh, they're intense. And I'm working on Kay Howard. I have never worked with this material before, and it's really
What
cool,
kind of
but
material
really
is
tight.
it?
It's like a, what is that, a vinyl
Oh,
and like a,
is it the stretchy vinyl?
it's not stretchy. It's like really firm. It, it's like I can't even sew with it on my machine. I'd have to get a heavy duty one, so I'm just using a ton of E6000 for most of this cosplay.
What's
It's
E6000
great.
again? I've heard that many times, but I always forget that. I always forget what it is when I ask.
Oh, a glue, a really powerful glue. Stinky
Okay.
glue.
But it works from what I've heard.
It works so well, very
Not just for
well.
cosplays,
It,
but for props too. All right. Kay
Mhm.
Howard. Okay, I gotta look up while I'm looking up what Kay Howard looks like. What's the other one? The other big project that you just
Another one is, so I was making a ball gown, another ball gown for Persephone's like what is it, Queen of Hell look. And then I thought I would also make this ball gown that would work for Sabrina from the Chilling Adventure of Sabrina, her like music video, because
Oh, so this
when she,
is this is who you're talking about?
yeah,
Wow, that's that's a lot of detail. So
it's a
Persephone's
lot.
so Persephone's elf, is that the black one where she has like the black
Mhm.
crown with the red eyes? Okay.
Yes. What is it, Dread Queen?
I
Is
think
that what they call it? Queen
so.
of Hell. That one. That big dress. I finished making that dress. I haven't photographed it to show it off completely, but that has like, how many layers of tulle did I put in? Eight layers of tulle in the skirt, and it's the skirt is full of thousands of little diamonds that I put on.
Ooh.
Thousands. It's sparkly. And then I had just learned corsets. So I made a corset to go with that, also covered in little diamonds. And it's gorgeous. I just need to
Nice.
actually shoot it.
Nice. And
I
what was
have
the
a
and what was the other one you said?
So I'm gonna use this dress for two things because I love a dual purpose. It's gonna be for Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. She does this music video that's they sing Straight to Hell, and she's sitting on her, again, throne in hell. So I've
Ooh,
got a vibe.
fancy. And you've actually cosplayed as Sabrina for the Netflix series.
She is one of my favorites.
Nice. So one last cosplay question before I go on to asking more about conventions, or your convention experiences. Have you ever had a cosplay that's ripped, torn, snapped, fell off, broke, shattered, just anything that can go wrong did go wrong for a cosplay? Whether you were getting ready for the convention, for a photo shoot, or while you were at the convention.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know a single cosplayer who
I guess
hasn't had.
I guess which one kind of just like it just did not work with you, even though you were trying so hard to get it to work.
Oh my gosh. So, one of the cosplays that is pretty big that I have done is Rococo Anna.
Who?
And she's amazing.
Rococo?
Rococo, so, like the big hips and the huge hair. And we did a Disney Princess Rococo group a few years back. It's amazing. If I will try to send you the post of them because everyone's were amazing. But I also didn't know exactly what I was doing, and like one of my underskirts, I was falling off as I'm trying to walk around the con.
Oh, but
My
yeah, that one.
um it's that dress, but oh, here is one of it. We did a Rococo version.
Oh, like a French type fancy bougie. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, Rococo Anna. Okay. For anyone wondering, I keep on looking at my phone. I'm just making a list of all the cosplays we're talking about, so I don't have to look at them later when editing this because it saves me time.
Here
So,
is me and my husband doing
so what
that's
exactly?
Christoph.
Oh, so what exactly happened with this Rococo dress?
Oh my gosh. So there's this green part that's this underskirt, and it was starting to fall off. So someone was like, oh, you've got like a train going on. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't like make a train in my cosplay. I go, oh no, the skirt's coming out from underneath me. Luckily, it was behind, I guess. And of course, I had like the structured garments and other things underneath, so it wasn't like super terrible. But I'm like, oh no, I had to hike it up a bit and do some repairs later. And the wig was like, it was so hot. First of all, it was about 80 something degrees because
How
it's
much did
a
it
September
weigh?
con. The
Because that
wig
because
weighed a
it looked like
lot.
it looked like what? It was like what, a 2-foot wig?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was so tall.
Jesus.
And that's gorgeous, gorgeous work by my friend, the the wig making mermaid. Gorgeous work with the heat, with my skirt falling off, with the
Shout out to your friend to make the wig though, because that's a lot of detail.
amazing, amazing. I had to actually take the wig off though, getting everything finangled like before we got in the car. I mean, it also was hard to fit in the car, but I'm like sitting there, wigless, skirt falling off, super, super sweaty and hot. I just gotta go home, y'all. I just gotta go home. Ah. So we did. I actually came back to the convention with a Stranger Things Scoops Ahoy outfit that day. So much comfier,
I
so much
mean,
more low maintenance.
I've seen people cosplay as Scoops Ahoy employees from Stranger Things, and the outfit does look comfy.
It's so comfy. So it's like I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore, guys. I gotta go.
I don't like that. So now that we've talked about all your cosplays, I wanted to go more about your convention experiences. So my favorite question, and anyone who's watched this series will know, cosplay convention horror stories. Something that was a weird experience that made you like, did that actually just happen? Just like something that just went very weird, or something that like made you like, yeah, no, I don't want to, yeah.
Oh, I didn't prepare for this one. I know what's always weird is there's always some like religious people with signs outside of the convention.
Legally, they can be
Uh,
there outside the con.
my good bro, I see, but why? Why? Do you know where you are? Do you know that you're surrounded by nerds who don't care that you're telling them that they're going to hell for dressing up as an anime character? Okay.
Legally they can be there outside the con, and as long as they're not harassing or physically touching a cosplayer or attendee.
There's not been a lot of like super terrible weird things. I mean, of course, Deadpool cosplayers will be Deadpool cosplayers. But luckily, knock on wood, my experiences have been generally neutral to positive, aside from cosplays falling apart sometimes.
Mm. Uh, that always happens, and I've talked to cosplayers, and I've seen cosplayers who don't want to admit they've had a cosplay mishap. Like, it's okay if you had a mishap. You can't always get your cosplays, and for those listening, do not hate me for this. You can't always try to make your cosplay perfect. I mean, there are cosplayers who will, and I commend them for this, who will try to make their cosplays the most screen accurate looking thing. But eventually, there will be a time when you're cosplaying that outfit, it will start to fall and break.
It's just the nature of it.
You learn as you go. And you're always learning something new in in this hobby, whether you do it as a full-time career like Yaya Han and Jessica Nigri do, and Kamoya cosplay, or you just do it as a hobby where if you get the chance to cosplay, you'll do it. You know, it's how I see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Any favorite experiences you like to share? Your best experience aside from the David Tennant one.
Oh, I have a few that are like, did this just happen in a very cool way? in that before my Rococo cosplay fell apart, we were taking photos as a whole group, and I will try to send you the link to the post because they're so cool. We were trying to find a secluded area for taking these photos, and we did. We didn't realize though that this was the area that they were taking in and out the super famous guests. So who walks by but Wallace Shawn from The Princess Bride? And he just looks, his jaw drops, and he's like, "You guys look amazing." And we're like, "You're amazing. We think you're amazing. Hey,
We're not worthy.
that."
We're not worthy.
We're just like, "What? Hi." So Wallace Shawn thinks my cosplays are amazing, yo. Woo-hoo.
Nice. It's always nice when you get like a positive reaction from a guest when they see your cosplay. Like that right there will make anyone's day when a special guest will like come up to you and just be like, "I love your cosplay. Can I get a picture with you?" and stuff like that. Like you know you know you had a good time when a guest like wants to praise your cosplay.
Oh, it just melts my heart. Like, oh my gosh, I actually have no words right now because the moment is so special. Oh, so amazing.
Now one more question before I ask a final question. Future cosplays. Cosplays that you want to do by yourself, with your husband, or with your kid, or all together as a family.
I have an ever-growing list.
I guess
So,
top three. One for you and your husband, and one with you, your kid, and your husband.
okay. One thing that I am doing for myself, and I've been posting some little sneak peeks on my stories, is I want to finish making all of the Anastasia cosplays from her movie. So the next cosplay I'm doing is that yellow dress with the blue sash. And it's going to be from the Once Upon a December. It's going to be really pretty, another ball gown, just really for me. Beautiful. Um, I am wanting to do with Sean. I know I already said it, but I really want to do the Rapunzel and Flynn again. Oh, it would be just magical to do a shoot with those lanterns in the sky.
Ooh,
I
for
know they do
that
some
scene. I haven't seen the movie,
stuff.
but I do remember seeing that in Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's gorgeous. That is like the epic, the best. It's gorgeous. One one silly but very fun thing I want to do with the family. Bob's Burgers.
Yes. I mean, seeing your kid as one of the kids would be just the best.
Yeah.
Is there
Yes.
a specific one of the kids, or just any of them?
I am gonna have her do Louise with the little bunny ears.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So cute. I like adding some silliness amidst the huge ball gowns because you gotta mix it up.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree on that. So last question. Any just advice in general for anyone out there who's wanted to get into this or wanted to go to a con, just in general. Any advice you want to throw out there for those who are watching this or listening to this?
Yeah. You know, it will be difficult, but being difficult is okay. And if you have specific questions that you want to ask people, usually they will be willing to answer like, "Hey, how did you make this? Like, what kind of stitch did you use here to bind the stretching material together?" Usually cosplayers aren't as scary as you think they are. So if you reach out to someone who you think, "Oh my gosh, they have 1,000 more followers than me. I can
No.
never
It's just
No.
it's the same thing as like when people who look up cosplay, they see the well-known cosplayers, and they think, "Oh, that's cosplay. Oh, I don't want to do that." Oh, a-
People.
another question I forgot to ask. What are your thoughts on thrifting for those who are on a budget? I always forget to ask that question.
Thrifting is amazing. That is how I was able to do like my first cosplay. We made the skirt out of the green fabric that my sister had left over, but the top is a velvet. We went to a thrift store, found a velvet t-shirt. I don't know why there was a velvet t-shirt there, but we cut it up, cut the sleeves off to make it look like this heart-shaped corset thing. Just did a little bit of altering, put some foam, not foam, put some other fabric on it, and voila, it was Anna's top. It's so much more accessible. Of course, it's a little bit harder to find. Like now I'm in more of a plus size, so it's a little bit harder for some people, keeping that in mind
Oh no,
that not everything.
I've noticed with plus size cosplaying, you will have to get a lot more materials, and it will. And it's what I said a while back. Whether you're, a muscular cosplayer, depending on your height, size, build, whatever.
Oh
Sometimes won't cost a whole lot. Sometimes it will cost more because you're needing more materials just to make sure that it actually fits your body type.
oh yeah, and do not be afraid to alter something so it's not as screen accurate, but it is comfier for you, your body type, your comfort.
Comfortability is the best
Yeah.
thing when you're starting out. And if you want to go do screen accurate later down the road, that is perfectly fine. But sometimes starting small is a good thing, especially if you're new to this hobby. Because I've seen people who do the screen accurate, and they will say, yeah, it hurts and everything, and like it's painful, but you know, start small, and then if you want to work your way up. And I guess another thing is, what if someone wants to go full screen accurate, go big for the first cosplay? What would
Uh-oh.
you? Oh, you're good.
Uh-oh. You paused for a moment, so I didn't hear what you said.
Okay. So as I was saying, what advice? I guess another question before we officially in this, because like I said, time kind of got away from me today. Um,
Okay.
what advice would you want to give to a cosplayer who wants to go above and beyond for their first cosplay, whether it's something screen accurate or like a big build? Like, what would advice would you want to give to someone who wants to do something over the top for their first cosplay?
If you're gonna do something over the top, you want to research, research, research. If you
Google,
want to
Moot
research
TV,
fabric,
books.
yeah. You want to research the fabric type. You want to research like what type of stitches are good in that fabric type. You want to take a small piece of that fabric and test it out with different tensions and different. If you want to do a zigzag stitch on stretch, you want to, because otherwise a straight stitch isn't going to stretch for you. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing. What pattern are you going to use? Have you used this pattern before? How do you work with fringe or fur?
And make
Look
sure
it
they
all
don't
up.
have allergic and make sure they don't have allergic reaction to that material.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Research, research, research before you cut into your super expensive fabric because you don't want to waste that.
Oh no. So finally, the last question, advice just in general for those who are watching this.
Yeah. I think advice is it's okay to buy things. It's okay to buy something from the thrift store and alter it. And it's okay if you make something and it looks kind of wonky your first time. Mine looks super wonky. Like I was walking around a con in a Rapunzel that I made years ago. It was all misheveled, but everyone loved it because they were one of their favorite. I was one of their favorite characters, and I got to take pictures with other Rapunzels. People who you want to know, because there's going to be assholes, and you just ignore those people. People you want to interact with will want to interact with you no matter how you look. It's gonna be fine.
Exactly. The way the cosplay community can be depending on who you are. Some are a lot of cosplay. There are some cosplayers who are just like, you shouldn't be cosplaying because like,
Mhm.
hey,
Those aren't the people you want to talk to.
shut up.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Cosplay is for everyone, no matter your age, height, weight, gender, whatever.
Mhm.
Cosplay is for everybody.
And the people that matter will be supportive to you.
Exactly. I can't wholeheartedly agree on that. And yeah, I think that I should do it again. Vicky, thank you for coming on for this episode of Cosplay Contacts. Get to know that cosplayer. For anyone who's wanting to follow them, links to their social media will be in the description below. And yeah, so until next time, I'm Win the Unknown. As always, thank you for listening, and also thank you for watching.